All right, so you've decided to take the plunge into homeownership. Congratulations, you are officially an adult now.
Don't panic.
Buying a home is basically like signing up for the wildest, longest, and quite frankly, most expensive amusement park called life. And sure, it is thrilling, but it can also leave you navigating a jungle of confusing terms and unexpected fears, armed with nothing but Google and sheer determination. But good news, friends, because I have been there and I've learned a thing or two along the way. And now, as an agent myself, I'm here to help you figure it out. So here's a breakdown of common home buying pitfalls and how to gracefully dodge them like the real estate ninja you were born to be. Mistake number one is budgeting based on what is the most you can afford. Here's the thing. Just because your lender says that you can borrow a small fortune does not mean that you should. Your lender, by default, is going to calculate the max amount that you can technically spend, not what you comfortably can spend. So this means that they're looking at your finances with a lens of like, what will it take for you to survive? Not the lens of like, what will it take you to be comfortable and actually have a life after buying a house? So the better move here is to decide what you are comfy spending per month on your mortgage, all in. So your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, your HOA fees, if you have that, the whole shebang. What do you want to spend per month? Then have your lender reverse engineer a price range to house hunt in. As you're thinking about your ideal future mortgage payment, do not forget to budget in your lifestyle costs, like your Netflix subscription, your gym membership, and your spontaneous weekend trips. Because life doesn't stop just because you have a mortgage. And remember, lenders might suggest the upper limit, but you get to say, no, girlfriend, I like having money in my bank account, I like hobbies, I like avocado toast, and I want my oat milk lattes every single day. And if anyone, your agent or your lender, pushes you to stretch your budget more than you are comfortable with, red fucking flag. If they tell you that you have to spend your full pre-approval amount, another red flag. If that is the advice that your agent or lender is giving you, you might want to find a new agent or lender, because at the end of the day, this is about your budget and you feeling comfortable with your monthly mortgage payment. And if you want to work directly with me, or if you need an agent referral for whatever area in the US you are buying a house in, I've got links to do all of that and get connected with me down in the description below. Mistake number two is thinking that the down payment is the whole story here. We have all heard that the down payment myth is you need to have 20% and you're golden for your down payment. Except that's just not accurate. There are more costs that you need to think about beyond a down payment. For example, you are going to have closing costs. These closing costs cover everything from your lender and your agent fees, title insurance, appraisals, inspections, and many more things. But these fees, they are not small. Typically, they will run you anywhere from 2 to about 6% of the home's price. And really, the best way to think about closing costs is that these are fees that are separate from your down payment. These fees basically are the cost of getting a mortgage and buying the house. And wait, friends, because there is more. You've also got post-move-in expenses. And even move-in ready dream houses might need new locks, new curtains, fancy Wi-Fi setup, because dead spots in a bedroom is just unacceptable in today's day and age. Then there's furniture. Maybe your current couch looks tiny in your new beautiful big living room. And don't even get me started on unexpected repairs. It is almost guaranteed by Murphy's Law that your water heater will decide to die within the first few days after you move in, or your dishwasher makes weird sounds and it just gives out mid-cycle. And yes, your inspector will investigate all of the components of the house, but sometimes it just doesn't matter because Murphy's Law it is a cruel biatch who is going to get you in the end. Moral of the story here is that the down payment is just the beginning. Budget for closing costs and also post-move-in purchases. Mistake number 3 is forgetting to plan your timelines. Your timeline is everything. If your lease ends in 6 months and you're still casually scrolling Zillow without a plan, things could get really hectic really fast. So ask yourself, when do you want to move? How much notice do you need to give your landlord if you are renting? Are there any life events like weddings, job changes, trips, or anything like that that could complicate things? For many of my YouTube clients who are relocating to Oregon, they will reach out to me about 3-ish months before their ideal move date. This allows us about 1 to 2 weeks to get them pre-approved, 1 to 2 months of actual house hunting, and then about 1-ish month of actually being under contract. All in all, I have found that 3-month lead time from when my clients decide, hey, I'm going to reach out to Clarity, to actually getting into the house that they love. 3 months is about the typical and best amount of time for most people. Mistake number 4 is skipping the pre-approval. People, you should know this by now. And I know that pre-approval sounds like, it's about as fun as going to the dentist, but it is so necessary in this process. Getting pre-approved means that you will know exactly how much you can afford before you ever start house hunting on Zillow, scrolling late at night at 4 a.m. I get it, I've been there. But when you get pre-approved, you will know your set budget and you can house hunt more strategically. Personally, with my clients, they all need to get pre-approved before we even begin house hunting because that is how important it is to this process. Without a pre-approval, you're not being set up for success. Get pre-approved, people. I've worked with enough people to know that this question is on your mind. How does a pre-approval actually work? Well, you are going to share your financial details with a lender, like your income, your credit history, and any outstanding debts. In return, they are going to give you a clear borrowing limit, that max amount, and an official pre-approval letter. This letter is like your golden ticket. Remember in point 1 when I mentioned at the beginning of this video that you should tell your lender your ideal monthly mortgage budget that you want to pay every month? Well, this is what we are talking about. Don't just go off of your max pre-approval amount. Make sure you are focusing on your monthly payment and have your lender work backwards to actually figure out how much house you can afford based upon your desired monthly mortgage payment. Again, I've been working with enough buyers to know that your second question here is when should you get pre-approved? If you are planning to buy a home in the next few months, do it. Go get pre-approved. That way you can house hunt without second guessing whether your dream home is in or out of your budget. But if you are still building your savings or you are working on your credit score or you aren't yet at the space of I'm actually going to move, I'm just scouting out a location or a town, well, you should probably hold off until you are ready to actually pull the trigger and say, yes, I know where I want to buy a house. I am ready to go, and I am about 3-ish months out from my ideal move-in date. Pre-approval letters typically last about 60 to 90 days. So if your home search takes longer than that, you might just need to simply update your letter. No biggie though, you just ask your lender and they will walk you through that process. And for 99% of the time, you're not going to have to pay anything to re-up your letter and get a fresh one. Now you might be wondering, how do I pick a good lender? A good starting point is to find a lender that treats you like a human, not just a number on a spreadsheet. You want somebody who will be transparent about rates and fees and respond to your questions like, wait, what the heck is an escrow agent? You want somebody who texts you and does not ghost you halfway through the process. This is someone who is going to become a part of your home buying team, so do not settle. And I didn't really yet answer the question of how do you actually find a good lender? Well, my recommendation is to find a good agent. A good agent will have a good lender who they work closely with. Case in point, I'm a good agent and I have a good lender who I know communicates really well with my clients. I also know that he is part of special programs within the state of Oregon that not every lender is a part of. So he has a special set of loan types that not everyone has access to. I also know that he is competitive with his interest rates. And lastly, I know I work really well with him. And when you are a home buyer, you are developing your home buying team. So yeah, I like to work with my trusted local lender because I get happy clients at the end of the day. And they're treated as a human, not just like a number on a piece of paper. Big banks, Zillow. The takeaway here is that your pre-approval isn't just about paperwork. It is your golden ticket into house hunting successfully. It sets you up for success. It helps you stay grounded, and it makes you a really strong buyer from day one. Mistake number 5 to avoid is not setting up the right home buying team. Buying a house is not a solo sport. It is more like a relay race, and you need to have a team that you can pass that baton to so smoothly without tripping. Having the right people in your corner can make the difference between a smooth experience and what just happened, and going into some panic spiral. First, you need a great real estate agent on your team, somebody who understands your unique goals and situation, somebody who listens to your needs and isn't just trying to close a deal ASAP. A good real estate agent is going to point out both the pros and the cons of a property and help you navigate everything from negotiations to finding the best inspector. And trust me, if your agent seems more focused on their next deal than in your future happiness, it's time to say bye-bye to that agent. Ooh, and I just got a flashback of, is it NSYNC or Backstreet Boys when like, bye, bye, bye. That crunchy ramen hair of Justin Timberlake. Okay, moving on. The next person on your home buyer team that you are assembling is going to be your lender. And it's a really smart move to work with a local lender wherever you are buying your house. Local lenders often understand the intricacies and small ins and outs of your specific market and can move faster, which can be a game changer in a competitive environment. They're more familiar with local regulations, taxes, and just other quirks that big banks and big buying companies might overlook. Your lender and your agent need to work as a team, not just passive acquaintances. Good communication between them can speed up the process and prevent last-minute mishaps and chaos. If you sense that your agent is ghosting you or that your lender doesn't return your calls promptly, it's okay to find somebody who works for you better. You deserve a team that makes you feel informed and empowered and supported for the entire duration of your transaction and even beforehand when you're getting pre-approved. A strong home buying team will not just help you buy a house, they will make you feel like you are nailing this whole adulting thing. If you enjoyed this video, you are going to want to watch this video next. Bye, friends!